This movie is the only Adam Sandler movie that I've come across that I give absolute 0 to. And that, my friends, is Jack and Jill. Oh my God. I had no intention of ever seeing this movie, but then I ended up seeing it. And that is because one of these days I wanted to make a best of and worst of Adam Sandler movies. And when I saw that this movie was considered a Adam Sandler movie in my qualifications that I stated at the beginning of this film, then I guess I had to go see it. Because it was the only one on this list I had not seen. And I had someone that is at my work that really enjoyed Jack and Jill. And when I said the reasons I didn't want to see it at all and how terrible it looked and how I saw tons of reviews that pretty much gave away the whole movie, I knew I was going to dislike it. And she's like, no, you got to see it. You can't judge a movie without seeing it. And that's something that I usually say to tons of other people. So I was like, alright, even though I feel like I've already seen this movie because of reviews going into great detail of the film, I still went to see it. I still saw it anyway, saw it for free, watched it one night before Pixels, and maybe that's why I like Pixels so much. It's because I saw frickin' Jack and Jill right before it. Jack and Jill, you're an abomination to films. Did not laugh a single point in this movie. And all those other bad Adam Sandler movies, at least I can find something to laugh about. Whether one scene, one line of dialogue, something. Jack and Jill had absolutely nothing. I just watched the movie, just sitting there like this. Not many films can do that for me. Usually I try to look at the good things in movies. Usually I can find at least something redeemable to a movie. That's why I don't have that many 0-star movies. Like even frickin' Hot Tub Time Machine 2 had something good in it. It had one scene where there was a few one-liners that I actually chuckled at or just gave a single ha to. Jack and Jill had nothing. Nothing! And when I watched it, know what it reminded me of? The worst film I've seen so far this year. Yeah. It reminded me of that. Because this is why. There's one scene in Jack and Jill. I'm being totally honest here. There's one scene in Jack and Jill where I probably could have found it amusing. I might have laughed. It actually has a punchline and a setup to it. And that is the scene where Al Pacino is on stage and his cell phone rings. He answers it, and he puts off the stage, he puts off the show, and he just talks because he's infatuated with Jill and wants to talk to her. And so then the audience eggs him on, and he's just like clapping for him. And then once he's done, he just goes right back into scene where he left off in the Shakespeare play. It could have been amusing. It actually has something in it where I could have laughed at. But just like Hot Pursuit, I had to sit through roughly 50 minutes of not laughing, 50 minutes of non-jokes, 50 minutes of absolute crap, 50 minutes of annoying characters, 50 minutes of hating life. And because of those 50 minutes, I couldn't find that scene amusing in the slightest, and I couldn't find myself laughing at all. Great job, Jack and Jill. You get 0.